You know that moment when you're standing at the edge of something profound, trying to understand a mystery that seems just beyond your grasp? That's exactly where we find ourselves when we dive into one of the most intriguing aspects of twin flame relationships, the complex emotional world of the runner twin. The runner-chaser dynamic isn't just another relationship pattern. It's a sacred dance that reveals some of the deepest truths about human connection and self-discovery. Think about it. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that it scared you? That's just a glimpse of what runners experience, but multiplied by 1,000. The intensity of a twin flame connection can feel like staring directly into the sun, so powerful that the natural response is to look away, to run. Yet beneath this apparent rejection lies a profound appreciation that often goes unspoken and even unacknowledged by the runners themselves. In this reading, we're going to peel back the layers of this spiritual paradox. We'll discover why runners might seem cold on the surface while harboring deep appreciation for their chaser's love, and how this appreciation often manifests in unexpected ways. Whether you're a runner, a chaser, or simply curious about twin flame dynamics, this journey will offer you fresh insights into one of the most mysterious aspects of spiritual relationships. Understanding the runner's perspective might just be the key to unlocking deeper compassion in your own twin flame journey. You know that feeling when your heart knows something your mind isn't ready to admit? That's exactly what happens in the mysterious world of twin flame runners. Behind their seemingly cold exterior lies an ocean of unspoken appreciation, as deep and vast as the Pacific itself. Runners often experience what I call the museum effect. Like someone standing in front of a masterpiece so beautiful it overwhelms them, they instinctively step back, even though they're deeply moved by what they see. As one runner beautifully confessed, "I love her so much it terrifies me." It's easier to run than to face the intensity of these feelings. Think about it. Have you ever been given a gift so precious that you felt unworthy of receiving it? That's the daily reality for many runners. Their appreciation for their chaser's love is often buried under layers of self-doubt and unworthiness. As another runner poignantly expressed, "I purposefully would not allow myself to recognize how much I loved her and how precious her presence was to me. I felt that if I allowed myself to acknowledge it, it would only amplify the devastation when she found out how broken I truly was inside." This paradox creates mirror room effect. The more love they receive, the more their own perceived unworthiness is reflected back at them. It's like having a heart that's simultaneously full and empty, full of love for their twin, yet empty of self-love. The appreciation is there, burning bright like a flame in a locked room, present, powerful, but contained. But here's the beautiful truth. This apparent lack of appreciation is often just a protective shield. Behind it, runners are often in awe of their chaser's capacity to love so deeply and unconditionally. They're like a desert flower appearing dormant on the surface, but very much alive inside, waiting for the right moment to bloom. The journey isn't about whether they appreciate the love, it's about their readiness to accept it. And sometimes, the greatest act of appreciation comes disguised as distance, giving both souls the space they need to grow into the love they're meant to share. Remember, in the words of a runner who finally opened up to their twin, "Even in my darkest hours, she always managed to see the light in me. I don't understand why she loves me this much, but her love has been the greatest gift I've ever been given, even when I couldn't show it." You see, what most people don't understand about runners is that their flight isn't from love. It's from the sheer magnitude of what they're feeling. The point are, twin flame runners, not just dealing with ordinary love. They're facing the cosmic mirror effect, where every ounce of love they receive reflects back all their unhealed wounds and deepest fears. The intensity triggers what I call the spiritual fight or flight response. Just as our bodies instinctively react to physical danger, our souls can become overwhelmed by the prospect of such profound spiritual intimacy. It's like being offered the most precious gift in the universe while believing you have dirty hands. The natural response is to step back, to protect what you perceive as sacred from what you believe to be unworthy. But here's the beautiful truth hidden within this fear. The very intensity that drives runners away is also what marks the authenticity of the connection. Their fear is, paradoxically, a testament to the depth of their feeling. As one runner finally admitted after years of running, "Every step I took away from her felt like I was fighting gravity itself. I ran not because I didn't care, but because I cared too much to risk destroying something so pure with my own darkness." This fear, as paralyzing as it may be, is actually a doorway to profound transformation. It's not meant to be a permanent state, but rather a catalyst for deep inner healing and self-discovery. The runner's journey is teaching us all that sometimes the things we fear most are exactly what we need to embrace for our highest growth. Have you ever watched two skilled dancers perform a complex routine? One leads, one follows, yet both are equally essential to the dance. This is precisely how attachment styles play out in twin flame relationships, but with a deeper, more profound choreography that's been written in our souls since childhood. The runner-chaser dynamic isn't just a spiritual dance. It's a perfectly orchestrated psychological pattern that reveals our deepest wounds and greatest potential for healing. The avoidant attachment style of the runner and the anxious, preoccupied attachment of the chaser create what I call the cosmic healing tango. One of runners beautifully expressed this dynamic. "I felt like we were two broken pieces of the same ancient vase, desperately trying to fit together while our jagged edges kept catching on each other." This metaphor perfectly captures the essence of how attachment styles interact in twin flame relationships. The runner, typically carrying the avoidant attachment pattern, holds their emotions at arm's length like a careful gardener tending to a thorny rose, aware of its beauty, but fearful of its ability to hurt. Think about this. Our attachment styles are like emotional fingerprints left by our earliest experiences of love. The runner's tendency to emotionally detach isn't just a simple choice, it's their soul's well-practiced defense mechanism, developed through years of protecting their tender heart. As one runner confided, Every time I feel myself getting too close, it's like my entire being goes into emergency mode. My head says, "Run," while my heart screams, "Stay." What makes this dance so intricate is that both partners are unconsciously drawn to each other precisely because their attachment styles create a familiar emotional landscape. The chaser's anxious attachment style, with its intense need for connection and validation, perfectly mirrors the runner's deepest fears about intimacy. But here's the beautiful mystery hidden within this dynamic. These seemingly opposing attachment styles are actually two sides of the same coin. They're not meant to remain in eternal opposition, but rather to help each other heal and transform. As one transformed couple shared, we realized we weren't actually running from each other. We were running toward our own healing, and somehow, miraculously, that path led us back to each other. Remember, this dance of attachment isn't a life sentence. It's a sacred invitation to growth. Through understanding and conscious awareness, both twins can learn to create new patterns of secure attachment, transforming their dance from one of pursuit and retreat into a harmonious waltz of mutual growth and understanding. Think of the lotus flower that comes from muddy waters. This is exactly how the runner's awakening unfolds. It's a process so profound and transformative that it often leaves both twins in awe of its divine orchestration. This awakening process unfolds like a sacred dance, each step precisely timed by the universe itself. The awakening often occurs at a stage called dark night of the soul. It's like being in a cocoon of transformation, where everything the runner thought they knew about love and themselves begins to shift. What makes this process so mystifying is its perfect timing. You see, the runner's awakening often coincides with the chaser's journey into self-love and independence. When the runner finally awakens to the truth of their feelings, it's usually at the exact moment when the chaser has learned to shine their own light. Think about this profound truth. The awakening isn't just about realizing their love for their twin, it's about becoming worthy of their own love first. As one transformed runner shared, "I had to lose myself completely in the darkness before I could recognize the light she had been showing me all along." My awakening wasn't just about loving her, it was about finally believing I deserved to be loved that deeply. The beauty of this awakening lies in its organic unfolding. Like a flower that can't be forced to bloom before its time, a runner's appreciation for their twins' love emerges naturally through their own inner work and spiritual growth. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes decades, but when it happens, it carries the sweetness of divine timing and the depth of hard-won wisdom. The awakening isn't just a moment, it's a journey of the heart coming home to itself. As one awakened runner beautifully put it, "Every day now, I understand more deeply why she loved me so completely. She saw in me what I'm only now beginning to see in myself." Imagine two rivers flowing separately through different landscapes, each carving its own unique path through rocky terrain and peaceful valleys. This is the essence of the twin flame healing journey. Two souls navigating their individual paths of transformation, before they can merge into one powerful stream of consciousness. The most beautiful unions often bloom from the soil of separate healing journeys. You see, this journey isn't just about romantic reunion, it's about spiritual alchemy. Just as gold must go through intense heat to remove all impurities, similarly, both twins must undergo their own purification process. It's fascinating to observe how the universe creates exactly the right circumstances for both twins to heal their deepest wounds. One transformed chaser shared, "I was so focused on winning his love back that I couldn't see how the separation was actually teaching me to stand in my own power. When I finally learned to love myself completely, I no longer needed his validation." And that's exactly when he showed up, ready for real love. Here's the beautiful paradox of twin flame healing. It's in the apparent separation that the true union begins to form. Like two stars that must reach their full brightness independently before they can create a binary system, both twins must become whole within themselves. Healing isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming authentic. Whether you're the runner or the chaser, your journey to self-love is the most sacred gift you can give to your twin. Because in the end, twin flame love isn't about merging two halves. It's about uniting two wholes who choose to dance together in the divine choreography of life. Well, let's take a moment to reflect on this beautiful, complex journey we've explored together. You know what's truly fascinating about the twin flame dynamic? It's not just about whether runners appreciate their chaser's love. It's about the profound transformation this spiritual dance creates in both souls. It's like writing a masterpiece. Every stroke of pain, every shade of separation, and every highlight of reunion serves a greater purpose. This journey ultimately leads to something far more precious than just romantic union. It leads to spiritual awakening and self-realization. Here's the truth that might surprise you. The runner's appreciation of the chaser's love often deepens tremendously after their own healing journey. But by the time this happens, something magical has usually occurred. The chaser has already found their own inner strength and self-love. It's like two rivers finally flowing in harmony, each having carved their own perfect path. Remember this, true love isn't measured by the chase or the run. It's measured by growth, by healing, and by the wisdom gained along the way. Whether you're the runner or the chaser in your twin flame journey, know that every step, even the painful ones, serves your highest good. And you know what? Sometimes the greatest act of love isn't in the pursuing or the running. It's in standing still, loving yourself, and holding space for both your journey and your twins. Because at the end of the day, twin flame love isn't about possession or union at all costs. It's about becoming the highest version of yourself, with or without your twin by your side. Trust in your journey, and most importantly, trust in your own heart's wisdom. The love you seek has always been within you. Sometimes it just takes a twin flame connection to help you remember that truth.